It is my great honor and privilege to introduce District Governor Greg Wims. I met Greg as soon as I joined Rotary, an impressive man to say the least. It truly has been a pleasure to know him, and we have many friends in common that we've discovered along the way. But just to give you a little history of Greg, Greg has over 38,000 hours of volunteer service. He certainly, even before he got into Rotary, was living the Rotary motto, service above self, and every day he's testament to the four-way test. So if I could ask you, I didn't know we could do this, if we could all stand and welcome Governor Greg Wims.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Please sit down. It is a tradition in Rotary for 107 years, because you're not standing for the district governor, you're standing really for our RI president internationally, who is Ian Risley at this time. And in this talk, will I just give a little bit of what our future is, and then I sit down and come back? I just want to make sure, because I have to give official talks, which is about 20 minutes, to all the clubs in our district, which is Washington, D.C. and Central Maryland. And before that, I wanted to say Russell Lacey is our newest AG, area governor we call it, representing the clubs in this area in Bethesda. But he's one of the most spectacular Rotarians that we have in our district, because Russell's personally responsible for how many Rotarians joining Rotary?
I think it's seven
or so, but with his leadership, wherever he is, the clubs grow. So I'm sure he will help you with this membership here, and I've asked them to help us to grow and even start a new club. So
what Greg really needs to say is I don't know how to say no.
Yeah, that's it. Also, with Rotarians who are visiting, please stand, because that's so important. I know we have from Bethesda, Chevy Chase, 2 Rotarians, Barbara, and my good friend who we like to shoot the guns together, Lawrence. So thank you so much. And I'll come back again at the end of my term, sort of in the spring, to talk more about what we would have accomplished by then. But I did want you to know 2 most important things before we instruct our new president. Ian Risley is your new international president. He's from Australia. He and his wife are a team. His wife has been district governor in Australia twice. Usually we get to be 1 time, that's it. But she's been twice, so they're great Rotarians, and all he simply wants us to do is continue what we do with polio, continue with the foundation, but there are 2 main things that if we could do this worldwide with our 1.2 million and growing Rotarians, it would make a difference. 1 is preserving planet Earth, which means we just simply plant trees for each member around the universe. And we have in our Rotary clubs 1.2 million Rotarians, so we have to plant 1.2 million trees. And the reason this is, for those who don't travel around, I was just talking last night actually at lunchtime in Aberdeen, Maryland, and the guy said, I just came from Spain. It's a developed country, they have the beautiful brick homes, but they're cutting the trees down to cook their food. And so Spain, there's a shortage of trees. Haiti, we all know, or at least if we haven't been there, we know. But all in South Africa, all through Central Africa. So the idea is, by us planting trees wherever we are, that helps our planting. So in our district here, I'm very fortunate to say that the Frederick clubs, which, when you know Rotary, they have the most Rotarians collectively than anyone in our district, which is Washington, D.C. and Central Maryland. They've agreed to do 650 trees on October 14th. Our Bethesda Rotary Club, I'm talking to the foundation to get us to donate just $150, but to plant 300 trees in Kenya. So you don't have to do it here. You can do trees overseas. So hopefully this club will do that. And then the second one is, you'll see and hear a lot from me and others and in the media. We have a crisis in this area, but also nationally. It's called opioid addiction. And so the Rotary clubs have voted, and Chris was one of those, that our PETS 3 that we had, CHETS PET, that's our #1 issue for this district. So our first seminar will be Thursday, August the 3rd, at Mount St. Mary's University in Frederick campus. So we don't have to go all the way to Emmitsburg, go to Frederick. And the idea is to educate our community. And every way I've given this talk, someone in Rotary has either lost someone personally, like the president of Westminster lost her daughter. This is our Rotary president's daughter. Yesterday in Leonardtown, when I was in Southern Maryland, a guy, his nephew has died 2 years ago. So it's Rotarians and all of us that are affected by this. And so we'll be hearing more, and Chris will be working with that. So with that, I'll come back later with the other 15 minutes of my speech, but I'll sit down. Today is Chris' day.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.